Why hello you amazing beautiful people, and welcome back to another first time reaction video. A lot of you have been asking me to check this video out from Red Joker. We've done a bunch of Red Joker videos. Shout out Red Joker, their videos are amazing, their channel is awesome. The level of quality that they put into each of their videos has just been fantastic to watch. I've really enjoyed checking out their channel, so make sure you go support them. But yes, 3 weeks ago they released Why Japan Hates This Voice Actor. And as someone with a very large Japanese audience, I must admit, I'm curious, just from the title alone, to find out who they're talking about here. And a lot of people in my Japanese community have been saying that I should check out this video. So I'm kind of curious about going into it. Now, I'm not a big fan of the word hate, so I'm gonna go into this with an open mind. I never want to push any kind of negativeness to anybody. So I'm curious about this story. So let's find out if this title is justified. Please like, please subscribe, and let's jump into my first time ever reaction to Why Japan Hates This Voice Actor.
When you see an extremely talented person make god-awful life decisions, that is Aya Hirano, publicly hating on her own fans, having effed multiple band members on tour, marrying a guy without dating him, then divorcing in 8 months for domestic violence. Honestly, it's a miracle that she even has a career. Whether she deserves it, you decide after hearing the full story. Aya was born in Nagoya, 1987, but lived...
I mean, based on that intro alone, this is gonna be one wild ride.
In New York as a young kid. It was there that she was exposed to a Broadway production of Peter Pan and first dreamt of becoming a musical star. However, moving back to Japan for school was rough. She faced constant bullying in elementary school and hated attending, but through those years, she held on to that dream. It was only at 8 years old that her talent blossomed. She auditioned by herself for a local community musical and won a part. Mind you,
wow.
This was her first time on stage.
8 years old.
It was soon that she had already made her mind up. She was going to work in entertainment. Her parents, who worked in media, supported her, but made her make a promise.
One thing you find a lot is it always seems like parents who work in the industry, their kids end up like working in the industry. I'm actually interested to see what my boys end up doing, you know? I mean, like with my job at the moment and like what I do and stuff like that from interviews and things, like, I don't know, what could you see my kids doing in this industry? Maybe they'll start their own band and then I'll review that band.
She was going down this path. It was going to be a lifelong commitment. Elementary schooler Aya agreed.
So far,
but before any action could start, a huge hurdle of life came up. A brain tumor as a teen. These caused really bad symptoms like severe migraines, occasional blindness, loss of memory, and surgery was considered, but the procedure could have permanently altered her voice, so for the sake of her dream, she chose not to go through with it. Somehow, even with this horrible condition, Aya managed to debut as a voice actor in 2001 at only 13 years old.
So she decided to keep a life-threatening brain tumor in order to pursue a career. I feel like those priorities are insane. I mean, fair enough, but Jesus, maybe like put your health first. Wow.
The monkey in the anime series Angel Tales. Throughout her teen years, she continued to get small roles like Lumiere in Kitty Grade, Ming in Beyblade, Eyeshield 21, and so on. But as she started university like any other kid would, life had other plans for her. In 2006, just as she started uni, Aya was cast as Haruhi Suzumiya. The anime became a massive hit. No, an anime cultural icon and blew up. As the main heroine, naturally, Aya's popularity also blew up like no tomorrow. Because of this, she started getting really busy with voice acting jobs, so she just dropped out of college. Which, fair enough, with that fame, who needs college? You have to understand, Haruhi alongside the song God Knows became so iconic that this single role made Aya one of the most popular voice actresses of all time. Aya's breakout was soon followed by roles such as Lila in Nana, Piss Girl in Death Note, Shitposter in Lucky...
Wait, what? Wait, I don't remember her being called that in Death Note. Maybe I have to watch it again.
Star Lucy in Fairy Tale, and at that point,
God, she's done
she was
everything.
unstoppable. Bro, I swear, she was the main girl in
God, my
every
nose.
single
Jesus.
big anime that aired back then. Shit was insane. At only 19, Aya won all these awards on screen that I don't want to list out because that's how many she won. Her fame was so
the
crazy
hell?
that she capitalized by becoming a top Annie singer. Like, the CD for the Haruhi opening sung by her sold out across Japan on release date. She was a sensation. She was a voice actress who managed to make her way into mainstream popularity.
I gotta be real. So far, I'm just like admiring her. Like, she's a fucking superstar. She's like huge. She like was just at college and then just blew up and like became famous. Like, but like, if anything, I'm proud of her, man. Like, well done, fucking hell.
In a time when anime
amazing.
was much more looked down upon than today.
She's a freaking
in that
superstar.
era, she was
So what
appearing on
happened?
TV variety shows, invited to Anime Expo at LA. By 2011, she by herself was estimated to have a total of 120 million yen in sales. Aya was quite literally
Damn.
on her way to
We should react to
possibly
some of her
becoming the
music
number
videos.
one of all time. But then, everything started tumbling down. First, I need you to understand the concept of idol seiyus. Now, these voice actors weren't exactly idols, but they sang, they danced, they were treated by fans like idols. So just like idols, dating was generally quite frowned upon. The first incident was on a late-night TV variety show. G.O.T. Novio. The fuck is that, French? Aya spoke extremely freely about things you wouldn't expect a voice actress to talk about. She went on about having several boyfriends before, that she liked much older men, that she's been cheated on before, and so on. At the time, she even said, and I quote, "I have someone that I like right now." This was already outrageous for an idol seiyuu, like career self-destruction level. But then, she proceeded to say, "I do like otaku, but I wouldn't want to date an otaku-ish guy." Many otakus were enraged. See, the appeal of an idol seiyuu was that she was a pure
Okay, let me Google something first. What the hell is an otaku again? Otaku. Meaning, what's an otaku? Otaku, a young person who's obsessed with computers and aspects of popular culture. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I understand it's a cultural thing. As a British person in our culture, this just whatever. She literally went on a dating show and said that she's dated people and liked somebody. And now I understand that because of how idol culture works, sadly, this is like a death sentence in terms of your fame. But like as a British person, being on the outside of this, it just doesn't mean anything to me. This isn't something we have in our culture. Like an idol, an artist, a singer can go on a radio show or TV show or anything and say like, "I dated somebody," and people will be like, "All right," like it's not a thing. So yeah, I understand it's a cultural sort of thing. But yeah, I do find it's a bit of a shame that she's not allowed to date anybody. You know, like it's her life. She should be allowed to date people.
virgin, and otaku could fantasize about dating their dream woman who wasn't sullied by any other man. Not only did Aya shatter that fantasy, but they felt as if Aya was looking down on them. The otaku, her very own fan base. What do you mean you wouldn't date us? Hey,
That's the thing. She just said she wouldn't date somebody like that. Like, it's not like she's looking down at her fan base. She just said she wouldn't date her fan base.
spread quickly online.
Doesn't seem
and
bad.
Unfortunately, Aya's attempt at damage control backfired tremendously. In her personal blog, she said, "Even though I finally managed to form a lifeline with everyone, which I presume meant form a bond with her fans. The thing is, lifeline in Japanese can also mean essential supply, like gas, water, and electricity. So there were many people on 2chan that took this line as, wow, Aya sees her fans as ATM machines." Hate went
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That's a really bad choice of words there. I can see how people might get mixed up.
rampant online, and it was not just a minority. Even her official website became hard to access because of constant cyber attacks. In real life, there were many reports of fans cutting, burning her CDs and merch, and even several death threats came to light, with police getting
Jesus.
involved. 2chan also became a war zone. Trolls would use the insult lifeliners to those who still supported Aya, as if they were just feeding Aya money. And this slang spread so far that that now idol fans who financially support idols in general are called lifeliners. That was how far the hate had spread. Despite the backlash, the hate didn't directly affect her voice acting career. Aya continued playing her many roles as usual, but the same couldn't be said for this next incident.
So far, I don't think there's any reason to hate her at all. Like, she literally dated somebody, dated people in the past, liked somebody, and that means we're like, why is it okay for me to go out and date people, but it's not okay for her? Like, again, I understand the cultural differences, but she's still a human being. Like, I just feel kind of sad for her at the moment.
A year later, in April 2011, Aya abruptly announced that she had been prohibited from taking on new anime voice roles since the previous year, but gave no details. Then, a month later, she released a new album, but then tweeted that she was ending her music activities with Lantis, her label, and taking a break from music indefinitely. This was extremely confusing. Some thought it was due to the hate, but to stop at her prime now was very strange. All would be revealed in only 2 months, when a magazine called Bubka exposed that Aya had been sexually involved with all of her live concert band members, except the bassist. Okay, it's more like the bassist was the only one that didn't have a photo leaked, but yeah. Photos with Aya and these men on the bed kissing and such were leaked. Apparently, after industry insiders realized, all the men were immediately removed from the tour. It's speculated that one of them leaked the photos as revenge, but this is unverifiable. Point is, this was now a huge stain on Aya's career with actual consequences. Because of
who took the photos? Did Aya take the photos and then like someone got hold of her phone and leaked the photos, like one of the band members or something like that? Okay. All right. Again, I'm gonna be real. I know it's like, I have to say, everything I say, keep in mind I'm a British person and this is a cultural thing. I still don't feel like it's career ending for her to do this. Like, sure, you know, it's an interesting life decision to go on tour with your band and decide to have that kind of relationship with all of them. Fair enough. Who am I to judge if that's what you want to do? But like career ending? I don't know. This is a weird video for like a British person to watch, I'll be honest.
Her agency, Spacecraft Entertainment, put the ban on her back then from accepting new anime roles as a sort of damage control, possibly knowing it would eventually get leaked. However, amidst the chaos,
do you reckon there was like blackmail and stuff going on behind the scenes then? Like, because this all happened before the photos were leaked.
Aya left the agency in 2011. Lantis, Aya's music label, also dropped her for unprofessional conduct. Fans? They were outraged. As an idol seiyuu, this was just too much. Scandalous. Her image went to ruins. People called for Aya to be removed from existing roles, which actually half worked, because she was removed for a role she was meant to play in a Kizumonogatari movie. Most of all, to this very day, people blame her, and mostly for this incident, for Haruhi, you know, that anime that blew up, never getting a season 3. Aya was pretty much hated in 10 different directions, so she simply stayed silent on social media. This was supposed to be the final nail in the coffin for her voice acting career, but somehow this would not be the end. Aya rebuilt her brand by jumping to a completely different industry, stage acting, which, if you remember, was her childhood dream in the first place. She joined a new agency and actually did pretty good for herself, landing roles in all these big stage plays. Aya was extremely talented in both acting and singing, and was really able to shine. For one, stage actors don't have the same idol-like pure expectations like many voice actors do, so the hate didn't really spread there. She also didn't have to sing cutesy like an idol. She could actually showcase her strong, powerful singing voice.
So, like, the celebrity sort of status in stage acting is completely sort of different. How does it work then? Can some of my Japanese audience sort of explain this to me a little bit as like an outsider? How does it work in terms of what is acceptable in these like conditions? So, like, actors are they allowed to date stage actors? I know everyone's allowed to date, but you know what I mean? Like, would they receive backlash for it? Like, or is it just idols specifically? Like, how does it work? Because now it's fine for her?
She did still do a few small anime roles like in Gintama and Hunter x Hunter, but understandably tried keeping herself away from anime. I mean, even up to this very day, Aya claims that she gets death threats whenever she tries going back to anime voice acting. Over the 2010s, Aya's career surprisingly flourished, but in 2014, her father unfortunately passed away, a very difficult time. I don't know what kind of holy power manifested, but in the exact same year, apparently, the brain tumor that existed since she was a a kid finally disappeared. That's crazy.
Really?
Aya pushed forward in her career and eventually won awards.
Just on
and
its
built
own.
up a whole second career around stage plays. Even going back to New York, that childhood place for voice training and to learn English. The decade after the bridge burning controversy was very well a success, and Aya's image did improve over the years. People appreciated her many talents in voice acting, and singing. Like,
so the brain tumor just disappeared on its own when her father passed away? That is crazy. And then she went back to New York, where she like grew up, to pursue learning the English language, I'm guessing specifically for like stage plays. And now she's a stage actor. All right. Okay.
looking past her questionable decisions back then, to be this good in all fields is impressive.
I think that sums it up quite well, is just the simple statement of questionable decisions, you know? Like, again, if she was in any other sort of like place, it would be fine for her to do this, but she knew, like, she must have known that there'd be backlash for this. It honestly feels like that from day one, she just kind of just lived her life how she wanted to live it, you know? Respectfully so.
were TV shows, challenges that showcased just how crazy good she was, like singing 10 anime songs in a row without missing a single note. In 2020, Aya did try approaching anime a bit again, posting herself doing the famous Haruhi dance, and did roles in Pop Team Epic and One Piece, as well as continuing roles like
She did a
Lucy.
role in One
She
Piece.
wasn't prominent in the voice acting industry, but she was there. Aya had rebuilt her life over the past decade, and in January 2024, she announced her marriage to actor Masashi Taniguchi, which was a bit concerning because it was a zero-dating marriage. Like, they just married without dating. Zero-day fiancé. I think any reasonable person...
What do they mean married without dating? That feels very unspecific as a statement. Like, what, they never met? Or they just never went out on a date? Like, what do they mean?
Can say that this was maybe not a good idea, but fans congratulated her. Until they announced their divorce on September 11. What's worse is that both sides in the divorce were claiming domestic violence on the other person. Alright, so keep in mind that this story is by a tabloid, so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Apparently, in April, 3 months after their marriage, the two had a dispute so bad that police had to be called to their apartment. After police questioning, Taniguchi left the house to live with an acquaintance. Aya was given a verbal warning to never approach Taniguchi again, and the two started living apart. Both of them claim each other as the domestic abuser, but this was essentially a he said she said game with no evidence. However, Taniguchi apparently got government support for protective measures against domestic violence, leading people to side with him a bit more than Aya. They mutually filed for divorce that August and had a huge messy lawyer battle for a whole year before the divorce was finally settled in August 2025.
I wonder how it works when, like, it's like a celebrity relationship where both of you are incredibly, like, popular. Because she's big and he's big, like, can't they just, like, separate and just go back their own ways? It's strange that they would have, like, a messy divorce. Like, what could they put? Like, you would assume that both people would literally be like, let's just separate and forget this ever happened. I wonder what the issues were. I wonder what the outcome was.
Aya's career is doing okay, with stage plays, singing, and some voice acting. But I can't help but feel that she would have been so much bigger without all the controversies.
I mean,
I
perhaps,
genuinely
yeah.
think she could have had a voice actor status surpassing Hanakana. But hey, we'll never know. And perhaps she never actually wanted to be a voice actress, just
Maybe.
a stage actor. Besides, a lot of the controversy was kind of her own doing. I feel mixed on this because on one hand, the toxic "I'll say you must be pure" culture is really bad on the voice actress. Like,
Yeah.
she can't even have a personal life. It must feel so restricting. But on the other hand, Aya knew the rules and still chose to go ham on that TV show, talking about her love life.
This is how I feel as well. Literally exactly the same. Like, she should be allowed to date people. She should be allowed to go out and live her life and have fun, right? She should be allowed to do those things. But she also knew the industry she was in. So I don't know whether she did this all on purpose, you know, maybe hoping to shape the industry for future idols so they don't have to go through the similar or same things. Like, maybe she was trying to do this in like a helpful way. Or I don't know. Or just it was an accident and she just shot herself in the foot here. Maybe just being a bit
She
careless.
chose to hook up with all the band members, knowing it was unprofessional. And don't even get me started on the zero dating marriage and mess of a divorce. For now, it seems like more people buy the fact that she was the domestic abuser. Looking back though, Aya's love life is genuinely the perpetrator of every single bad thing that has happened. And while many people, myself included, wonder if she is perhaps the problem, I do also sometimes think whether the brain tumor has to do with it. I mean, it couldn't have been easy dealing with a brain tumor amongst all this,
True,
right?
true.
And maybe it could have had some biological effects. Either way, no
maybe. I
matter
don't know.
which
Is that
side you
a
stand
real
on,
thing?
Aya's career is one of the most polarizing of all time. Well, considering what she did, things could have gone way worse for her. So, happy ending? Did she deserve everything? You tell me in the comments. Special thanks to Vicente Pagani and all.
Yeah. Happy ending. Happy ending. Happy ending, you know. It's happy, I guess, kind of. What are the comments saying about all of this, man? Let's read the comments. So, comments. Honestly, it just seems like she lived the rocker's life without the drugs and drinking. Yeah. It kind of did just kind of feel like that. When you're talking about Aya Hirano, the accept the basis joke is mandatory. The only strange thing of all this is knowing there's a Chainsaw Man stage play. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I thought that was Makima from fucking Chainsaw Man. Remember, guys, she did all the band members except the bassist. Why? Why not the bassist? What was wrong with the bassist? It's interesting what other cultures consider controversies. In the States, none of this is anything to bat an eyelash at. Yeah, that's the thing. It is interesting. Because her whole life, any other country, no, not any other country, but like if she did this in America or the UK, like specifically, it just wouldn't mean anything. Like no one would care. The band member thing is definitely considered unprofessional. Doesn't matter what country you're in. Like that's a musical unprofessional thing. I don't think there's a single artist that could do that. You know, male or female. I think if that came out, it would be like considered unprofessional. You know, like I think it just would. Like it doesn't matter where it came out. But it's not like a huge thing. It's just like a bit unprofessional conduct. You know, like maybe you shouldn't have done that. But at the end of the day, they're all consenting adults, so, you know, do what the hell you want. It's more the professionalism of them being co-workers and stuff that I guess is sort of an issue there. But yeah, it is like, none of this would have been really controversial. Not the stuff around dating and that sort of thing, but I understand it's different cultures. Brain tumors are known to make some people's inhibitions very loose. Well, there you go, maybe. The whole idol culture of avoiding anything related to dating just so fans can fantasize is really dumb in my opinion. I think it is quite disturbing, and I don't mean anything against like anyone who had any culture at all in any way. But like, imagine this, okay? Imagine right now you're in a relationship, or maybe you are, and your partner becomes an idol, and then the agencies say they want to keep your relationship a secret. And then the reason they want to do this is so people can fantasize about banging your partner. And that's literally why they want to do it. They want to let people think that they can bang your partner. They want to be like, look, we know you're in a relationship, but we don't want people to know you're in a relationship because we want people to think that they could be in a relationship with your partner, that they can sleep with your partner, you know? We want them to establish that kind of connection with your partner. We want them to fantasize about them and think about them and want to be with them and imagine them naked and all this kind of thing, you know? Is that all right? Cool, yeah. See what I mean? Like, when you think about it from that perspective, it's super bizarre for that to be a normalized behavioral characteristic, you know? Because there are tons of people who do this. And the thing is, it isn't just Japan. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to expose anything here, but I work with some creators who are in relationships who hide their relationship. And they're not Japanese. And they do this because, I mean, I'll be honest, they do this mainly because for them it's a bit more like this. They know that if their relationships come out, they're going to lose portions of their followings. Some people have actually asked me about it because I've always been like open with my wife, and they were like, does it like ever affect you? Maybe it's just different for a guy. I'm not really sure, but yeah, like no, it's never affected me in any way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not handsome enough. I'm joking, but yeah, this wasn't. I don't know. This didn't feel like that controversial. You know, like even her statement to her fans was just like she didn't say anything like "I hate my fans." She literally just said like "I wouldn't date an otaku." Like that. That was it. That was literally all she said. It looks like both Ian and JP voice actors from Konata and Haruhi have had their fair share of controversies. Really. Brain tumors can actually mess people up. That seems to be a common thing. A woman discussing her dating life in an interview is perfectly normal. Yeah. A fandom expecting a celebrity to live without a partner so they can just fantasize them is strange. Yeah, again, it's a cultural thing, but yeah, it is. It's a shame that these people aren't allowed to just live life like the rest of us can. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my reaction. Interesting video. I don't know, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section down below, and please be respectful. I know there's differences in culture, but it's always important to be respectful of everyone's culture. There's a lot of things in everyone's culture that other people would consider strange, and that is because we are all different, but it's important to always be respectful of one another. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you want me to check out next, and as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.